to school to drop off the kids, and then we'll go home, take the tiny trainer after we figured out the motor issue, and go practice. See you soon. That's my two kids looking for the car. Let's look for it as well. I see it on the other side of the door. Alright, just gotta go. Gotta give them hands. Kids are in the car already. We're packing up and driving off to put them at school. Again, see you soon. Hey everybody, so we got out to the field where I usually go on the borderlines of my city, which I live in, Kfar in Israel. I got the tiny trainer with the connection here. That kind of shifts a 20C, I think it's called, to a 30C, I would guess. So we're gonna connect up and we're gonna go fly. See you soon when I'm mounting you on my head. So last crap checks were made. Checked the ailerons are working correctly, checked the rudder is working correctly, the elevator, checked the motor speed sounds right, checked the central gravity, CG, to make sure the plane was a little bit nose heavy rather than nose tail. Let's go practice. Hopefully we'll have a fly this time. Again, reminding you it's the first time Maiden of the red tiny trainer that I've built 4 channels. So mounting you on my head and we'll be back soon. Mounting you on my head now and we're gonna go fly. It does seem calmer today. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of wind, which is perfect. I can mention that I should have and maybe could have come a little bit earlier, where it would have been a little less hot because it was also less sunny outside. Clouds were covering up the sky. But hey, well, that's a lesson learned for next time. I gotta stop being slow and start heating and speeding up stuff on the ride home. It is a little windy, but not strong. So let's go. Well, one thing I could say is that I'm still not used to flying with ailerons, so I'm kind of having a little bit of hard time managing the plane, flying against the wind. Also, it still seems underpowered. Well, I'm gonna go get the plane and give it another shot. Plane seems fine. Doesn't seem like it has received any damage. This used to be like this from my first attempt. However, everything looks just fine and in order, so we're gonna go try again. It still seems underpowered, like I said. So here goes another round. So, well, it's for sure underpowered. I never have to fight so hard to try to gain altitude with a tiny trainer. I'm really careful about my crashes, so I cut the throttle down at some point and just let it glide down home, like I posted in a post earlier today. That's just about it. I'm gonna go get the plane and give it another shot. So we're gonna give it another go. Turn on the transmitter here. I did a check earlier on the way walking here, so we don't need to do that check now. Let's go. Bad things happen when you try to play games. Well, I didn't stop filming, which is kind of a pity because I'll have a lot of editing to do. But this last crash that I just had was a little bit horrible on everything. Again, the situation, the rubber bands with the ailerons happened. Seems like the fuselage got smashed here a bit, not something that seems too problematic. My reinforcements though for these small areas seems to be working out perfect, so I'm gonna keep doing that on my planes. The fuselage got smashed really bad. You could see it's kind of losing power by now. It's looking a little bit damaged. The motor smashed all the way back in, so I'm hoping it's not broken. It didn't seem broken, and I do think I checked it, so it seems like it was working, if I recall. The wings didn't get all that damaged. They usually never do. Rest of the fuselage looks fine to me. Still having an issue with these barbecue skewers and the battery, because I usually use a 2-cell and it's a little bit thinner and weighs a little less, so I'm having a little bit of a issue here with the barbecue skewers. They're just not supporting it correctly, so I might need to figure something out for that as well. Apart from that, everything looks fine. I think I'm gonna go take off the aileron wings just so that I can have some fun with something that I'm a little more used to, and I'll do some more practicing again. You know what? Let's go fly again with the aileron wings. See you soon. So I decided to go with the aileron wings again just because I like practicing and I want to get better at it instead of going with the glider wings. I'll probably give this another shot or two depending how bad I crash, and according to that I'll decide if I continue or I go to the glider wings. Okay, well, I'm happy with the landings. I need to remember to throttle back as soon as I get closer to the ground. That way I probably will not crash as bad, as opposed to my previous attempt, which has had a swirl down dive into the ground. Kamikaze style! I did a little tricks here on the wings, kind of tried to loop around the rubber bands, and that seems to be working fine, and at least that crash wasn't as bad, so I guess that's part of it. Let's go again. Crap looks fine, just looking at the plane, and we're gonna go give it another shot. Sun is covered now by a small tiny little cloud over there, you might see, so it's a little cooler just for a small moment. I like the ailerons. I already see myself doing crazy stuff. It is underpowered, powered enough to fly as a trainer. Not what I really was expecting from a 3-cell battery. Unfortunately, as you guys already know, it was my mistake for not checking the kV on the motor that I purchased, and it was around 700 kV lower than my usual motor, which is why it isn't going as fast as I wanted to. But having said that, perfect for me to practice more speed, stronger crashes, more damage done. Let's go again. I'm not gonna film all my going there to get the plane, but I did crash it close to my stuff, which is kind of a good reminder to stop and drink a sip of water. After all, it is quite hot outside still. The sun came out behind that small tiny cloud. Water break, fetch the plane, and go fly again. You can never stress out how it's fun to pick up a fallen plane, because I wouldn't say I landed it where I wanted to land it, without having too much damage made, if at all any damage made. Happy, happy, happy. So we did a water break, and let's go fly. Alright, well, the motor sounded a little bit off. I guess it's partially because of my last crash. The motor just got smashed, I guess, like this, which pushed the motor back. But let's give it another go. Sounds better. Let's go. Throttling back just so that I can practice a bit of maneuvers. It seems like it's gaining altitude as opposed to what I said, but I don't know, earlier it just seemed like I was fighting it. Well, at least it landed in a hairy bush of weed, which grabs the plane from crashing face down into the ground. I set a timer earlier to see how much fly time I was doing, mainly because I wanted to make sure that I don't overuse the percentage on my battery, keeping it on in 80-20, flying 80% and 20 going into recharge. And I did bring my car charger, which is also my normal charger. It just connects into the car battery. So I'm gonna go check that just to make sure that I'm not running low on power. The trick I hooked up here again with the wings is working quite well, so I think I'm gonna adopt that and keep doing it that way. Well, it seems like I'm on 43% battery left, 45. I think I'm gonna go another once with the glider wings, just to make sure that that's working as well, and then I'll also call it a day. Still a few chores that I want to do, need to do, so I just can't keep on flying all day, even though that's something I'd love to do. A lot of practice is still needed. Hopefully I'll have some more time to practice this week. Anyways, putting you on my head soon with the glider wings. Well, it seems like my glider wings has a hole because of the servos on the sports wing. Never mind, that should still fly, just a little dent, and looks as ugly as the plane a bit, but it will fly. Yep, it will. So the one most important thing ever is to remember what you're doing wrong. So yesterday, or I'm sorry, not yesterday, a few days ago when I went flying, and I had a underpower issue. I had an issue that when I put on the glider wings, the rudder wouldn't go the right direction I wanted it to, because the aileron channel was reversed. So I put that back on normal. We're gonna do another crap check quickly, and hopefully you're gonna do it with me. See that I'm checking everything is going right. So we're putting the plane in the tail way. So the tail is towards me. We're gonna turn on the transmitter and we're gonna do the check. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Taking my rudder to the right and it's going right. Taking my rudder to the left and it's going left. Elevator up, stick down, elevator up, stick up, elevator down. Motor seems okay. I'm not gonna push full throttle. Let's go. Let's just check one last thing. We're gonna turn off the transmitter and check the central of gravity. So 2 dots here at the bottom. Oh, it's nose heavy. Definitely a little or a little bit too much. Still nose heavy, not tail heavy. Let's go. No issue was not going into the wind. Going again. And going again. I'm set a timer for 2 minutes. That's what I assume my battery will succeed before it gets to 20. That sucked. Well, one thing that I do have to say that is when you crash quite often, more times than you fly, it's really hard to keep a track of time compared to your battery. So we're gonna give it another shot. Always nice to see some old ladies having a chat with you over if there's a way to cross over from the field to somewhere else, and I have no clue. Going up again. That was another 2 minutes, so I'll just go give one last fly, which will probably bring me to the around 30% battery usage, but we'll have to check that in a bit. Old lady's having a little bit of problems crossing over. Funny lady, but she was nice. Well, I'm not really able to continue flying, not because anything got damaged, but it just seems like the battery is super low and isn't giving me as much thrust as I need. Listen. Yeah, bye. Yep. Well, I guess it is a battery issue coming towards the end, so it's not having enough power. I don't want to push my limits. That's usually how you break stuff. Plus, I gotta go do a few stuff. Till next time. So I'm calling it a wrap for today, because it's one, I'm sweating even though the sun again was covered by a cloud just for a moment. My battery's running low, which means I need to charge it off the car battery, and I still have a few chores to do, so I'm gonna give up on that even though I have the equipment to do that. Just out of curiosity, I said I'd check what's my battery level and share that with you. So as I assumed, I'm at 36%. I was good on the calculations this time, but I guess that's why the tiny trainer with glider wings didn't have enough power to fly. And like I said earlier, when you push the limits, you try the max, usually bad stuff happen, bad crashes, stuff gets broken on bad crashes. We don't want that. We already destroyed a few motors. I think it's enough. Anyways, till the next time. Ciao, ciao. PS, the plane was still underpowered. Still had to fight it quite a bit to get at altitude. Nothing that happened to me with same motor with a 2280 kV on it. Which was kind of a bummer again, because my whole intention was running 3 cells on the other motor, which I was hoping would be faster, was to gain more power and be able to go higher altitudes, have some fun. I'm not there yet. We'll get there. Still was comfortable flying for a beginner like myself, especially trying to learn 4 channels at the moment. So it was okay, I'll live with it. I'd still rather have the 2280 kV motor with a 2 cells. Still would have given me enough power to fly, and 3 cells would have given me a rocket. Highly, I still will take your advice about buying a bigger prop. If I recall correctly, it was 8-on-7 or 7-on-6. We'll have to check that out later, get that prop and try to fly at a rocket. Let's go practice some more some next time. Gonna go home, do my chores, and edit all this up. Bye bye.